Hi guys, welcome back to my channel ArtsyPutsy with me Putsy, and for today's video I'm going to do a makeup tutorial for this look I'm wearing right now. And this is a very fall appropriate look. It's bronzy and it has a little bit of green in the lower lash line. I just think it's very fall, and I'm going to say sorry in advance because I'm going to use this eyeshadow palette from Morphe x KathleenLights. And this palette is a limited edition palette, so it's already out of stock, it's already gone. But I don't know, I just like to use this eyeshadow palette. It's very fall. Now I'm just going to make this makeup tutorial kind of like a throwback using an oldie but a goodie eyeshadow palette. If you have this eyeshadow palette, you can use this obviously, but if you don't, I'm going to link a picture from Pinterest down below. I saw this picture from Pinterest and it has a list of like an alternative or dupe for all of the color in this palette, but in a single form. I don't know, from a different brand, but I'm going to link that picture that I saw from Pinterest down below in the description box. And I'm also going to list all of the eyeshadow down below. So yeah, I'm sorry, but I don't have a lot of eyeshadow palette, so I'm just going to use this one. But yeah, if you want to see how I created this look, just keep on watching. So to start off this look, I'm gonna spray this into my face. This is the Avène, I don't know how you have to call this brand, but this is their Telmar Spring Water. I like to spray this to freshen up my face a little bit. Also, this is just very good for those of you who have sensitive skin like me. Also, good to reduce redness around your face a little bit. To prime my eyelid, I use the LA Girl HD Pro Conceal in medium beige. And yeah, I tried to squeeze out some product and it ended up everywhere. And I just made a huge mess. And I just apply this to my lid and blend them with my finger. To set that, I use the Rimmel London Stay Matte powder in Silky Beige, using a fluffier blending brush or maybe like a concealer brush. Now for eyeshadow, it's Morphe x KathleenLights palette, and I'm using this warm light brown shade as my transition shade, using the crease brush from Wet n Wild, and just buff this into the crease, you know, circular and windshield wiping motion. But I also kind of shape the outer part to look a bit like a cat eye. Next, I use this kind of Morphe shade. First, I'm focusing this just in the outer part, still kind of shape them a little bit. And then after that, slowly drag them into the crease. I use the Sigma E25 here and just make sure the color blend nicely. I honestly really like this shade. I don't know why, but I do. It's one of my favorite shades from this palette. And go back to the first shade using the first brush to blend the edges. Now move on to this shade using this Real Technique brush. I think this is their shading brush. It comes in a set of two. I don't remember the name of the set exactly. And yeah, I apply this to the outer part first, but now with a tapping motion until I get the pigmentation that I want before I drag this into the crease as well, but not as high as the previous shade. And now with the Sigma E25, I want everything just to blend nicely. Now this purplish silvery shade, I only apply this from the middle of my eye here. That's what I meant by that move. So I apply this from the middle to the outer part of the eye using this e.l.f. eyeshadow C brush, I believe. And then blend the edges with this brush. Then I apply this shade, this time from the middle to the inner part of my eye. I'm using the same brush, but the other side of this, because I'm apparently too lazy to take another brush. But I kinda clean them a little bit first, and then I wet the brush with the Avène water again, cause why not, to make the color a little bit more intense. Next is this shade right here, like a dark green with a wet brush again on top of the purpley shade. You don't really need to layer those two shades together and just use this green one, it's fine, but I just think it gives the look a little bit more dimension when I move my head and the light hits the eye. I don't know, really, maybe, maybe not, but that's just what I did. And again, I kinda shaped the edges to make a bit of a cat eye effect. And after that, you can just take a clean blending brush and blend out the edges. Go back to this purple one and apply this right into the middle. And this one to blend into the crease. Then this to blend the outer part there. And I take the Wet n Wild brush to blend the very outer edges with no additional shadow. Moving on to the face, I forgot to show you this next two steps, but I applied this Monistat Chafing Relief Powder Gel as primer and I color corrected a little bit with the green corrector from Ellie Girl. For the foundation, I used the Maybelline Fit Me Matte +Poreless foundation and I'm in the shade Natural Beige. And just apply this to my whole face using a damp beauty blender with a bouncing motion. To conceal my under eye area, I'm using the Maybelline Fit Me Concealer in the shade Medium. Then to highlight and brighten up my face a little bit, I used the Catrice Liquid Camouflage Concealer in Light Beige, to the center of my nose, my chin, forehead, and also under the eye a little bit, and then blend everything together with the beauty blender. And to set the concealer, I use the RCMA No Color Powder. I kinda bake a little bit, but not really, just apply them with a beauty blender wherever I put the concealer in. And for the rest of my face, I use the Rimmel Stay Matte Pressed Powder with a powder puff, but I kinda tap off the excess first to the back of my hand, so I won't be applying too much, especially since the foundation itself is already matte. But since I have a very oily skin, I just need to set my face with powder no matter what. So yeah. Next, I'm using the Balm Bahama Mama to contour my face very lightly using an angled brush. I believe this is also from Coastal Sands. Then to bronze up the rest of my face, I use the Catrice Sun Glow Matte Bronzer. This is my favorite bronzer at the moment. Very affordable, very easy to blend. It looks very natural on the skin as well, and the color is just so nice. And yeah, I apply this with the powder brush from Real Technique. I also use this to the side of my nose just to bring back some color, and I'm using the brush I used to set my lid. My blush of choice for today's look is this one from Catrice again, and this is their Light and Shadow Contouring Blush in Bronze Me Up Scotty, using the blush brush from Real Technique to the apples of my cheek. And to highlight my face, this is the Wet n Wild Mega Glue Highlighting Powder in Precious Petals. This is a lot of people's favorite highlighter, like I think this is almost in everyone's top 5 highlighter from the drugstore, especially this particular shade. And yeah, I used them very lightly here, not too intense, to the high point of my cheek, the center of my nose, my cupid bow, and a little bit on the chin and on top of my brow there. And off camera, I use this to fill in my brows. This is the Staple Brow color from Milani. Next is this LA Girl Gel Glide Eyeliner Pencil in Gypsy Teal. I apply this to my waterline, then smudge them a little bit with a shader brush. This one is from e.l.f., but this is like their $1 range line. This is the only brush from that line that I think is really nice. Going back to the eyeshadow palette with this shade again and apply them to the lower lash line and kind of connect this to the outer part of the top lid there. And now this gorgeous teal shade with a pencil brush, and apply this to the lower lash line, but very close to the waterline. I also create like a wing there from the lower lashes, and then just blend everything together. And to highlight the inner corner, I mix these two shades together. I apply those shades with a very tiny detailer brush from Morphe. And next, just with this shade, I am going to highlight my brow bone using the same brush. Now to tight line, I'm going to use the Elegant Gel Glide eyeliner again, but this one is in Fairy Black. For mascara, I use the L'Oreal Voluminous Mascara in Carbon Black, but I apply them off camera, so yeah, just next to finish that look, which is lipstick. I use this Ultra Matte Lip from Colourpop in Tulle. This is honestly one of my favorite lipstick ever. I just love this particular shade, and this is like my second tube. I already repurchased this, so yeah. And yeah, that's it. This is the final look. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. Thank you so much for watching this video. I really appreciate it. Thank you so much, and don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you do like this, and maybe hit that subscribe button. And yeah, once again, thank you so much, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye guys!